Welcome to Ask the Doc, the show where we encourage our viewers to send in their health questions. So let's kick things off with a question from one of our viewers. And today's first question comes from Vinetta. Hello, Vinetta, and thank you, who just reached out to us through our website, allhealthtv.com. And she asked, Dr. Camejo, I've been hearing a lot about Ozempic and the other weight loss meds, but I'm so confused. How do I know which one of them is best for me? Oh, yeah, I guess the most important question is, do I have to be diabetic to get a prescription?
So, Vanetta, thanks for asking that question. But let's talk about what these meds are. These meds are called glucagon-like peptides. That's why they're known as GLP-1s, receptor agonists. And they work by stimulating after eating, stimulating actually insulin while you're eating and slowly move through your body and your stomach so that you make it feel like you're fuller. And it sends a signal to your brain to let you know that you're full after eating. So this is why it's utilized to help treat obesity. So Vanette, if you're just about to lose 10 pounds to get into a bikini this summer, these meds are not for you. Now, to answer your question, you don't have to be a diabetic to be on weight loss medication. Wegovy, Zepbound, and Saxenda are the new GLP-1 medications that are indicated for weight loss. Ozempic, Victoza, and Mounjaro are the GLP-1s that are indicated for type 2 diabetes. Now, to know which med is right for you, first, you're going to have to visit your doctor so that he can properly assess if you're a candidate for these medications. And then you will need to determine how overweight you are by measuring your BMI, which is your body mass index. So to start on this medication, you must have a BMI greater than 27 and have at least a weight-related issue like, let's say, prediabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol. Or if your BMI is greater than 30, then you are in the obese range and you will automatically qualify for this medication. But it's your doctor who will determine which is best for you.
I have a feeling we're going to be getting some great questions today's Dr. Camejo. So Esteban just sent a question to us to our YouTube page. And Esteban asked, Dr. Camejo, I'm a big guy, like offensive lineman big. I'm definitely overweight, but how do I know if I'm considered obese? And do I need to be obese to get these meds? Okay, offensive lineman. Okay, that's pretty big. So this is a great question. So do folks need to be obese, Dr. Camejo, to get a prescription?
Well, Esteban, thanks for reaching out. And Kathy, I know some pretty big guys who are not obese and they're very fit. But I'm going to punt this one to Marissa. Marissa actually sees a lot of athletes, high-end athletes in her clinic. So I'm just going to say, Marissa, this one's yours to take.
Yeah, I'll take it away. So just like Dr. Camejo had said, it's important to speak with your doctor so they can determine your BMI. So if your BMI is over 30, then you are in the obese range. But BMI only takes into account a person's weight and height. It does not take into account your total body composition. Athletes may have more muscle on their body than the average person, and muscle weighs more than fat. So while the BMI is a tool we currently use to categorize overweight and obese people, it's not the best indicator of how healthy a person is, since it does not include the full picture of someone's body. So like their muscle, their body fat percentage, their bone density, their activity status, or their dietary habits. All of those play a role.
That's fantastic feedback. Thank you, Dr. Mauricio. So we got an interesting question here. It's something I've completely forgotten about. Luisa's question is, Dr. Camejo, I have a question about these new wonder drugs. Are there any side effects? I'm asking because I remember my sister talking about some medication called Olestra, which gave her stomach cramps and horrible diarrhea. Oh my God, I remember Olestra. They put that stuff in fattening foods like the potato chips, like Lay's and Doritos, so you could eat as much as you want and not gain weight, but there was so many side effects to it. So, okay, what is Olestra? And what kind of side effects then do drugs like Ozempic or GLP-1s have?
Yeah, and Kathy, you're right on. Olestra was a synthetic fat that they would put in all those snacks back in the early 90s so that you could eat as much as you want and they were all fat free. But the biggest problem was that your body couldn't absorb the molecule and it caused many consumers to have horrible diarrhea, stomach cramps. It was pretty bad. Now, back in the 90s as well, because of that, they came out with another medication called Orlistat, which was the name of the medication that wouldn't let your body absorb fat. So it'd make you go to the bathroom all the time if you ate a fatty meal. But now the GLP-1s, I think is really important for people to know what potential side effects they are going to face if they're going to take these medications. So I think we should post them as well. And really the number one, I would say the number one nausea medication that you would see is nausea. Nausea is one of the biggest ones that you have. You're also going to see diarrhea, constipation, sometimes vomiting, headache, heartburn, and fatigue. Now, those are the common side effects. There could be a few more here and there, but those are the ones people usually will experience during this. Now, there are ways we minimize the side effects is by starting these medication at a very low dose and titrating up every 4 weeks to see how you tolerate the meds. And also make sure to eat small, more frequent meals throughout the day and avoid fried or any greasy food, because nausea is usually the worst. So when you go too long without eating because you feel full, it's not good. So it's always important to eat little things constantly throughout the day, and it'll help manage those side effects.
Thank you, Dr. Camejo. Now, in case you missed it the first time, here's another opportunity to find out where to send in your questions.